When you're under pressure, you don't rise to the occasion, you sink to the level of your training. Picture this. Your chest tightens like a vice, palms slick with sweat, and your thoughts scatter like leaves in a hurricane. The boss is breathing down your neck with an impossible deadline, or maybe it's that heated argument with a loved one where every word feels like a landmine. Or worse, a sudden crisis like a health scare or financial hit where the ground beneath you crumbles and panic surges through your veins like ice-cold fire. You know that feeling, don't you? That overwhelming pressure that makes your heart race, your breath shallow, and your mind scream for escape. It's not just stress, it's the kind of extreme pressure that tests your very core, leaving you frozen or frantic, wondering if you'll ever regain control. We've all been there, those moments when life ambushes you, and suddenly everything hangs in the balance. But what if I told you there's a way to flip the script, to transform that chaos into clarity, turning potential breakdowns into breakthroughs? That's the power of the Navy SEAL mindset, a battle-tested approach that doesn't just help you survive pressure, but thrive under it. Imagine walking through fire without flinching, making clear decisions when others crumble, and emerging stronger, more resilient than ever. This isn't hype, it's proven wisdom from those who've stared down the barrel of hell and come out composed. In this video, you'll discover the secrets behind how Navy SEALs maintain ice-cold calm in the most extreme scenarios imaginable. We'll break down the psychological traps that trip most people up, then shift to the transformative power of ancient principles fused with modern grit. And at the heart of it all, you'll be riveted by the gripping story of Marcus Luttrell, the Navy SEAL whose lone survival in the Afghan mountains against impossible odds exemplifies this mindset in action, a tale of bullets flying, comrades falling, and one man's unbreakable will to stay calm and carry on. It's not just inspiring, it's a blueprint you can apply to your own battles, whether in the boardroom, at home, or within your soul. By the end, you'll walk away with a practical 3-step protocol to embed this calm into your daily life, empowering you to handle whatever comes your way with the poise of an elite warrior. So, if you're ready to level up your mental game and join a community of deep thinkers turning wisdom into action, give this a like, share it with someone facing their own pressures, and subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Official, where timeless insights meet real-world transformation.
The diagnosis. Now, let's get real about why staying calm under extreme pressure feels like an impossible feat for so many of us. You see, it's not because you're weak or flawed. Far from it. The struggle runs deeper, rooted in how our brains and society have wired us to react. Think about it. From the moment you're born, modern life conditions you to chase comfort like it's the Holy Grail. Billboards scream, relax and unwind. Apps promise instant gratification, and social media feeds you a highlight reel of effortless success. But when real pressure hits, a looming layoff, a family emergency, or that high-stakes presentation where your career hangs by a thread, you're left scrambling because you've been trained to avoid discomfort, not embrace it. It's like showing up to a marathon with couch potato legs. Of course, you're going to collapse. Psychologically, this boils down to our ancient survival wiring clashing with today's world. Your brain has this built-in alarm system called the amygdala, that walnut-sized powerhouse in your limbic system. When pressure mounts, it hijacks your rational thinking, flooding your body with adrenaline and cortisol, the fight-or-flight cocktail that saved our ancestors from saber-toothed tigers but now sabotages you in traffic jams or tough conversations. Suddenly, your heart pounds like a war drum, your vision tunnels, and logical thoughts evaporate. Why? Because evolution prioritized quick reactions over calm deliberation. But here's the overlooked truth. In our hyper-connected, always-on society, we're bombarded with constant micro-pressures. Notifications pinging, deadlines stacking, news cycles fueling anxiety that keep this alarm on low simmer. Over time, it erodes your baseline calm, turning you into a pressure cooker ready to blow at the slightest trigger. And society? It compounds the problem with its myth. We're sold the lie that heroes rise to the occasion through sheer willpower, like in movies where the underdog suddenly becomes invincible. But that's Hollywood fiction, not reality. The counterintuitive reality, as Navy SEALs know, is that under duress, you default to your habits, not some hidden superpower. If you've never trained for chaos, you'll panic. Remember that time you snapped at a colleague during a crunch time? Or froze during a public speaking gig? That's not a character flaw, it's untrained reflexes. We overlook how our culture glorifies busyness over mindfulness, productivity over preparation. Schools teach facts, not fortitude. Workplaces reward output, not inner strength. So, you end up reactive, not resilient, letting external storms dictate your internal weather. Rhetorically, have you ever paused to ask, why do some people shatter like glass under pressure, while others bend like steel? It's because most of us ignore the societal conditioning that equates calm with weakness. Tough it out, they say, but without tools that's just suppression, leading to burnout or blow-up. Consider the sensory overload. The blaring horns in rush hour, the relentless email barrage, the subtle fears of failure amplified by comparison culture. These erode your mental bandwidth, leaving little room for composure. Psychologists call it allostatic load, the cumulative wear from chronic stress that dulls your edge. Yet, we rarely address it, opting for quick fixes like caffeine or scrolling, which only mask the root. The Navy SEAL mindset flips this by recognizing that calm is a skill, not a trait. But for the average person, the struggle persists because we've been conditioned to outrun pressure rather than outsmart it. You feel overwhelmed because your mind hasn't been drilled to detach from the frenzy. Instead, emotions hijack the wheel, steering you toward regret. Ever wondered why elite athletes or surgeons stay steady? They've simulated the pressure thousands of times, rewiring their responses. You, however, might be relying on hope, a fragile crutch. This diagnosis isn't to blame you, it's to empower you. By understanding these hidden forces, biological hijacks, cultural myths, and lack of training, you can begin the shift. The good news? It's reversible. With the right framework, you can recondition yourself to thrive where others falter, turning pressure into your ally. The shift, the power of wisdom. Now, let's make the shift, from understanding the problem to embracing the solution. The Navy SEAL mindset isn't just tactics. It's rooted in timeless wisdom that teaches us to detach from chaos and anchor in inner strength. Drawing from Stoic philosophy, which echoes through SEAL training, this approach emphasizes the dichotomy of control. You can't command the storm, but you can steer your ship. It's about focusing on what you influence, your thoughts, your breath, your next move, while letting go of the rest. This isn't fluffy advice. It's battle-hardened truth that turns pressure into power. And to bring it alive, let's dive into the raw, heart-pounding story of Marcus Luttrell, the Navy SEAL who embodied this calm in the face of unimaginable hell during Operation Red Wings in 2005. Imagine the rugged peaks of Afghanistan's Hindu Kush Mountains, where the air is thin and every shadow hides danger. Luttrell and his four-man SEAL team, elite warriors trained to endure the unendurable, were on a reconnaissance mission to take down a Taliban leader. But things went sideways fast. Ambushed by over 100 enemy fighters, bullets tore through the air like angry hornets, ricocheting off rocks as the team fought for their lives. One by one, Luttrell's brothers fell. Mikey Murphy exposed while calling for help. Danny Dietz, riddled with wounds but still firing. Matt Axelson, battling on despite grievous injuries. Luttrell himself was blasted off a cliff, his body shattered, broken pelvis, fractured back, shrapnel embedded everywhere. Pain seared through him like wildfire, blood soaked the earth, and despair whispered that this was the end. But here's where the magic of the SEAL mindset kicked in. Luttrell didn't spiral into panic. He didn't let the overwhelming pressure, the gunfire, the grief, the isolation consume him. Instead, he sank to his training, just like that opening quote. Drawing on Stoic-like discipline, he focused on the controllable, his breath to steady his racing heart, his mind to silence the fear. One foot in front of the other, he told himself, crawling mile after agonizing mile through enemy territory. Thirst clawed at his throat like sandpaper, hallucinations danced in his vision. Yet, he visualized his goals: survive, honor his team, turning abstract wisdom into visceral action. When locals found him, half dead but unbowed, it was his calm resolve that had kept him alive for days. Rescued after a massive firefight, Luttrell's survival became legend, chronicled in his book Lone Survivor. It wasn't luck. It was the power of a mindset forged in wisdom, where pressure becomes a forge for unbreakable steel. What makes this story the emotional core? It's you in the mirror. Luttrell wasn't superhuman. He was human, like you, facing extremes that mirror your own pressures, amplified 1,000-fold. Rhetorically, ask yourself, in your darkest hour, when the world presses down, could you summon that same calm? The answer lies in shifting your perspective, embracing stoic detachment fused with seal grit. You release the illusion of total control, zeroing in on your inner fortress. This wisdom isn't ancient dust. It's alive, proven in Luttrell's blood and sweat. It shows that calm under fire starts with a mental pivot, from victim of circumstance to master of self. As you absorb this, feel the empowerment rising, because if he could endure that inferno, you can handle your battles. Now, let's turn this inspiration into action with a practical protocol tailored just for you. The action plan. Alright, you've felt the weight of pressure's diagnosis, and you've been inspired by Marcus Luttrell's unbreakable calm in the jaws of chaos. Now, it's time to make this real for you. Practical, no-nonsense steps you can start today. As Americans, we thrive on pragmatism. Get the tools, roll up your sleeves, and build that resilience like constructing a sturdy home against the storms. That's why I'm giving you the 3-step SEAL Calm Protocol, a straightforward framework rooted in Navy SEAL training and Stoic wisdom, designed to rewire your response to extreme pressure. This isn't theory. It's your daily playbook for turning inner turmoil into steady command. We'll break it down. First, the mindset shift to reset your internal compass. Second, a practical habit to drill it into your routine. And third, long-term mastery to make it second nature. You ready? Let's lock it in. Step 1. The mindset shift: anchor your inner control. This is where you start internally, flipping the switch from reactive victim to proactive warrior. Begin by embracing the Stoic dichotomy of control, which SEALs live by. Distinguish what you can influence from what you can't. Picture this. Next time pressure hits, like a heated work conflict or a family crisis exploding, pause and ask yourself, what here is truly mine to command? You can't control the yelling boss or the unexpected bill, but you can control your breath, your words, your focus. Feel that shift? It's like stepping out of a raging river onto solid rock. The current rages on, but you're steady. To make it stick, journal it out each morning for 5 minutes. Grab a notebook. Yes, old-school pen and paper, and list 3 things. 1 pressure you anticipate today. What about it is beyond your grip? Let it go, like releasing a clenched fist. And what you can own: your preparation, your attitude. This internal change rewires your brain, quieting the amygdala's panic alarm we talked about earlier. Rhetorically, what if you viewed pressure not as a threat, but as a teacher? SEALs do this instinctively. Luttrell did when he focused on survival breaths amid gunfire, not the overwhelming odds. For you, in everyday U.S. life, rushing through traffic or navigating a tough negotiation, this mindset turns dread into determination. Practice it, and you'll notice your heart rate steady, your thoughts clarify, like fog lifting over a mountain peak. It's empathetic to your struggles. No one's expecting overnight perfection. Start small, build that mental muscle, and watch how you sink to this trained poise instead of chaos. Step 2. The practical habit: daily pressure drills. Now we move to action. Daily habits that embed calm like muscle memory. SEALs don't wait for battle, they simulate it. Your habit? Controlled chaos sessions. 10 to 15 minutes a day where you deliberately expose yourself to mild pressure and practice composure. Start simple. Set a timer, crank up intense music to mimic stress, think thumping bass like incoming artillery, and tackle a challenging task. Maybe cold calling a prospect if you're in sales, or role-playing a difficult conversation with a mirror. As you do, employ the 4-7-8 breath. Inhale for 4 counts through your nose, hold for 7, exhale for 8 through pursed lip. Feel the oxygen flood your system, cooling the fire in your chest, grounding you like roots digging into earth. Why this? It trains your body to associate pressure with control, overriding fight or flight. In our fast-paced American culture, commutes, deadlines, endless Zoom calls, this habit fits seamlessly. Imagine applying it mid-argument. You breathe, senses sharpen, the room's hum fades, your voice steadies. Make it pragmatic. Tie it to your routine, like post-coffee mornings or pre-bed wind-downs. Track progress in an app or that journal. Note how your calm window expands from seconds to minute. If Luttrell's story taught us anything, it's that habits like this saved him. He drilled evasion tactics until they were automatic. You deserve that edge too, against burnout at work or overwhelm at home. It's conversational advice. Hey, you got this. Just breathe through the drill, and soon, real pressure feels familiar, not foreign. Step 3. Long-term mastery, sustain and scale the calm. Finally, to lock in mastery, focus on progressive escalation and reflection, sustaining the change like tending a fire that never dies out. Build a resilience ladder. Each week, amp up your drills. Add real-world elements like exercising under time constraints, run a mile faster than yesterday, or handling interruptions during focus work. Scale it. Month 1, solo habits. Month 2, involve accountability, like sharing progress with a buddy or joining an online community of mindset seekers. Reflect weekly. What pressures arose? How did you apply the protocol? Adjust, like a SEAL debriefing after a mission. This sustains change by turning calm into your default state, preventing backslides in our achievement-driven society where success often breeds more stress. Sensory-wise, envision the warmth of accomplishment spreading through you as mastery grows, tension melting like ice under sun. Rhetorically, imagine looking back a year from now. Who will you be, unshakable in boardrooms or family gatherings? For long-term wins, integrate Stoic readings. Grab Epictetus's Enchiridion 4 quick hits, or apps like Calm for guided sessions. It's pragmatic for busy lives. No hours required, just consistent tweak. Luttrell mastered this through years of BUD/SHEL. You can too, in your arena. Empathy here. You'll slip, but mastery forgives. It's about rising stronger. Commit, and pressure becomes your forge, crafting a life of quiet power. There you have it, the 3-step SEAL Calm protocol. Implement it, and you'll not only stay calm under extreme pressure but own it, transforming challenges into chapters of growth. As we wrap up this journey into the Navy SEAL mindset for staying calm under extreme pressure, let's pause and reflect on the path you've walked with me today. We started with that piercing quote reminding you that true composure sinks to your training, not some mythical rise. You felt the raw grip of pressure's pain in the hook, the pounding heart, the swirling chaos that hits us all. Then, in the diagnosis, we uncovered the hidden roots. Your brain's ancient alarms clashing with modern myths, societal pushes toward comfort that leave you unprepared, like a ship without sails in a gale. But the real shift came with Marcus Luttrell's harrowing tale in those Afghan mountains. Bullets whizzing, body broken, yet his stoic anchored calm turning survival into legend. It's a mirror to your own battles, showing that wisdom isn't distant. It's within reach, a quiet force that detaches you from the storm and roots you in control. And now, armed with the 3-step SEAL Calm protocol, you're equipped to make it yours. That mindset shift to anchor what you control, those daily pressure drills breathing life into habits, and the long-term mastery scaling your resilience like climbing to a peak where the view is clear and empowering. Imagine it. The next time pressure crashes in, whether a career curveball or a personal quake, you'll stand steady, thoughts sharp as a blade, heart calm as still water. You won't just endure. You'll emerge forged stronger, wiser, embodying the timeless truth that pressure doesn't break you, it reveals you. Feel that hope surging? It's real, because you've got the blueprint now. This isn't fleeting motivation. It's evergreen wisdom for your lifelong quest as a deep thinker, a growth seeker navigating human nature's depth. From all of us at Timeless Wisdom Official, thank you sincerely for investing your time with us today. Your presence here means the world, as we build this community of souls hungry for profound insight. If this video ignited a spark in you, lighting the way through your own pressures, hit that like button to affirm it, subscribe to join thousands more on this path of personal mastery, and share it with someone who could use this anchor in their storm. Spreading wisdom is how we all rise together. Drop a comment below. What's one takeaway that resonated deepest? Or share a moment when you stayed calm against the odds. We'd love to hear your stories and lessons learned. Until next time, stay unshakable, my friend. You've got this.